Hey, welcome back to Track and Travel with Rick, and today I'm sitting in my motorhome. It's a bit windy outside to do my intro, and today we're going to do a transmission oil change on this 22 Thor Freedom Elite. It's a 450 chassis with the Godzilla engine, and it has the 6R 140 transmission, which is a pretty stout Ford transmission, 6-speed, and it does have a 30,000 mile oil change interval on it, especially when heavy-duty applications such as a motorhome and a tow with this. So at 27,000 miles, I'm going to go ahead and change the transmission fluid because we've got 2 more road trips ahead of us. We're going to take this to I-29 Speedway for ice cream cruise, and then we're going to tow all the way out for Rocky Mountain Race Week, and we'll have a few thousand miles put on this thing. So I'd rather get the oil changed now and as opposed to a little later. Fluid still looks good. We'll see when we open it up, and I'll show you what we need for this job. Would have really liked to pull this in the shop, but the car's on the rack. So you're going to need a transmission funnel. You're going to need probably 8 to 10 quarts of Mercon LV. This stuff's pretty expensive. You're going to need the filter. The filter was a Wix. It was $45 at the parts store. I'm going to use a torque wrench to tighten the filter down, and you're going to definitely want to impact with an 8mm just to get this. There's a million bolts on it. When we climb under there, we'll see it's pretty easy to get at. I did drive her up on ramps, and we're fairly level, so I got pretty decent access. You're going to need a pan to drop the oil in, and maybe a light and something to lay on. So let's get under there and see what it looks like. Okay, of course the wind had to pick up as soon as I got under here, but as you can see, there's the pan. And there's not too many, there's no obstructions, and just a lot of bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and start loosening the bolts, start pulling them out, probably tip it towards the back and catch the fluid, because this is going to make a mess. So there's no getting around that. There's no drain pan or drain plug, therefore we're going to just make a mess. And I'm going to try to capture with my 360 camera, so I can go ahead and put this down. Hopefully that works and we get a decent video on this. Alright, she's looking slightly burnt. It's probably a good idea I'm changing it. The thing has towed quite a bit. In fact, most of its life it's towed. And of course, like I said, the wind's kicking up, so we're going to make a mess. I'm going to go ahead and continue loosening bolts, and hopefully this just will minimize the mess and catch what we can. Okay, we got the pan off, and it doesn't look too bad in the pan. We've got a reusable shim steel type of gasket. We're going to go ahead and reuse it, not use the composite one that came with this. I'm going to go ahead and find the bolts. Looks like they're 8mm up there. We want to keep them in the same order. I believe some of these are different lengths than the other, so we'll have to be careful of that. Make sure we get the lengths correct, and that's what it looks like underneath. Let's go ahead and get this filter off. Okay, pan's off. You can see the fluid's slightly burnt. Definitely time to change. There's only 27,000 miles. But remember, this has a gross vehicle weight rating of 22,500, so it's under load. It does have 456 gears. That helps, but I've been towing almost all these miles. So we got a little bit of shmoo on the magnet. Oh, a chunk of something. A little chunk of something. Go ahead and clean the magnet off, get this pan cleaned off, put a little bit of new transmission fluid around the O-ring on the filter, shove the filter back in, we'll get it bolted down, and I'll get the torque specs in a moment, and then we'll get this thing all back together. As you can see, we got the pan clean. See the O-ring on the end? You want to get some transmission fluid on that. You've got 2 bolts towards one end, and the one that's by itself is the longer of the 3, and it's 97 inch-pounds. So I'm going to crawl underneath and bolt this thing in. Okay, so try as you may, this is a dirty job, but it's got to get done. So I snugged all the bolts by hand. It's 80 inch-pounds, and I'm using my Harbor Freight Tools Icon, and it's been pretty good for these little jobs. I haven't had any trouble, haven't snapped anything off. Seems to be accurate, certainly accurate enough. So I'm gonna go around and see if I can torque these down. Like I said, it's a messy job, so I had to take a shower and change clothes because I don't want to drag it in the vehicle when I take it for a road test. So this is one long dipstick, and we're going to put in, initially we're going to put about 7.5 quarts in, then we'll fire it up and bring it up to temperature and check it. It might take as much as 8 or as little as 8 quarts total, and maybe as much as 10. So we want to sneak up on it because there's no way to drain it out without making another mess. So pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and dump, like I said, 7.5 quarts in. It's a lot brighter red than the stuff I took out. Okay, we'll go ahead and start the engine up. We got 7.5 quarts in it. And we'll have to get this thing fully up to temperature. As you can see, we do have a temperature gauge. First thing I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and put it in gear, cycle through all the gears. So I'll just go down, starting first. That's annoying. Like spend a little time in each gear. Okay, I'm gonna drive it off the blocks. I'll let this thing warm up a little bit, and then we're gonna go take it for a ride. Okay, got down to the end of the road here. I'm sitting at a light or stop sign. I'm not gonna film and drive at the same time. Warming it up. It's temperature on the transmission starting to come up. We're gonna go to town, and by the time I get back to the house, we should be up to temperature. Alrighty, we went and put about 10 miles on it. Seems to be up to temperature. We're back in the yard, sitting level. It'll be in park. Park and brake will be on. Let's go check the level. Dipstick. One more time. It's right down 7.5 quarts. It's right down to the bottom of the safe zone. I think I'll go ahead and throw that other half quart in, make it 8 quarts, and I'll check it again after we use it. That was pretty close. The shift's really good. I mean, it always shifted good, but I think the filter was about 45 bucks, and the oil was it was 18 bucks marked down to 16 bucks. So I've got 225 into this. That's a few bucks a kitty litter. I made a mess, but now I know it's done right. It's done. Doesn't leak. Be ready. We're gonna take this, we're gonna tow to I-29 Speedway, which is what, about 270 miles from here. Pull the trailer, and we're gonna do the ice cream cruise with the Challenger and the Fiesta. So we'll drive the Challenger, tow the Fiesta, camp out there. Should be a good time. Got a few more weeks to get things ready, but I gotta get this motorhome ready. And next on the motorhome is the rear axle. We'll change the gear lube in it. So hope you learned something, or at least found me making a mess entertaining, one of the two. Like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. Trying to get this channel to 1,000. We are getting close, and should have a little bit more content after this one, working on the Challenger. Until then, we'll see you on the next one.